What up, guys? Blue Bloods Football back again with Kat.
Wow.
Resident guest. This guy's here every time, bro. He just lives here practically. But we love it. So today, as you can see on the thumbnail or the title, we are doing
Champions League, our reactions and our predictions
exactly
for the quarterfinals.
Yes, sir.
First leg.
Yes, sir. So in our time, or at least the time I started recording this, the draws came out not too long ago, like maybe an hour and a half ago or so, and we're basically doing a reaction to it and our predictions. So I think let's just jump into it, yeah?
Guys, make sure to like this video.
Yes, sir. This guy's on it. Like the video, subscribe if you're new, all the good things, and comments. We like interaction. So yeah, let's go. Okay, so Inter and Benfica, dude. First of all, this draw, it's actually quite an interesting one, and I think it could go either way personally, because Inter's not so strong in my opinion. They didn't really have a convincing Champions League run from what I've seen.
True.
And like you mentioned, they might be more focused on Serie A. And maintaining, I don't know where they are. They're second-ish?
They're
third. So they want to like maintain top four, because I think the gap isn't so big between the fifth, the fourth and third. So I think that's a priority. So Benfica, you know, I'm going to go bold, yeah? I'm going to say first leg, even if it's at Inter, I'm going to say Benfica's going to win 2-1. That's my prediction.
That's a good prediction, but I feel that Inter might be a bit too strong for Benfica. Yes, Benfica won 7-1 on aggregates against Club Brugge, however you pronounce it. That's a really good, impressive scoreline, but it's Inter Milan, and I have to give Inter Milan the win of 2-1 to Inter Milan.
It's a reverse, basically. I hear you.
It's gonna be a close game, though. Don't get me wrong. It's gonna be a really tough game.
Madrid and Chelsea, guys. I don't know if they're trying to get us out of this tournament.
Last season.
Dude, it was explosive.
Yeah.
The thing is, we had Tommy Tuchel. So this one, I don't know. You know what my thing is, right? And the reason why I'm a bit worried, because otherwise, if we're Thomas Tuchel or whatever, I think I wouldn't be worried, because our recent form against Madrid in the Champions League hasn't been so bad, personally. I mean, we lost the one, and I think we won the rest, if I'm not mistaken, actually, because when we won the Champions League, we won both.
Yeah.
And then the other one where we lost the first one and won the second one, but we didn't go through. So exactly, on aggregate, yeah. So our score, our recent record isn't so bad, like I mentioned, but it's big game mentality. And Potter, I mean, okay, granted he did well against Dortmund, that was a decent test, but this is another level of big game. This is Madrid, arguably the biggest team in football, you know what I mean? And we're playing at the Bernabeu first.
We couldn't even beat them ourselves.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, low key, that's the thing,
level,
low key. But what gives me hope though is that you guys aren't at your best, that's the thing. But even at your best, these guys still took you on. You understand what I'm saying? So these guys are always a problem, no matter what. You have to be at your best to take care of Madrid. You have to take your chances. You have to defend well over 90 minutes. Arguably, you have to play the perfect game. Are we capable of that? I believe that we are, but it's Madrid at the end of the day, and I think we're still in our teething phase of this Chelsea team, early stages. So I'm going to say, but at the Bernabeu, 2-1 to Madrid.
Really, that's a really good prediction. But yeah, I'm gonna go for a 2-2 draw.
You what?
For that game. My reasoning is that I feel like Chelsea made a lot of good transfers in the winter, and this game is only in April. Potter can only get it right from here, and that's the trust that I have in this man. Even as a Liverpool fan, yes, some Chelsea fans might argue that this guy is not the right coach for the club, but I remember when Jurgen Klopp first came to Liverpool, is that we give the manager time to build a team. But you know, Potter isn't the worst coach ever. Let's be honest, he's not the worst coach ever.
It's an interesting compliment. Like, he's not the worst.
With these transfers that Chelsea have made in January, I feel like they can compete with Madrid.
Depth-wise, you have a point. Like
they can compete. It's going to be a tough game. So that's why I'm giving it a 2-2. 2-2 prediction.
And I feel like we're in Madrid's head a little bit. Like, they have some respect for us. So there's that too. That might help us.
Especially Reece James.
Oof.
Watch out for him.
Versus
Reece
Vinny,
James versus Vinny. Vini Jr. That's one to watch.
Yes,
What do you think?
100%. Yeah, it went well for us last time, so let's go. Okay, next one, AC Milan, Napoli. Yeah, so this is straightforward for me. Napoli have been giving these guys hands in Serie A. I don't think it's going to be that much difference in the Champions League, especially since AC Milan's form across the Serie A and the Champions League, even when they beat Spurs, wasn't that convincing for me. Spurs was just worse. So yeah, for me, I predict a 2-0. I predicted 2-0.
You predict 2-0.
Yeah.
I predict 2-0 to Napoli.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's as simple as that.
Too easy.
Man City, Bayern Munich. For me, this is
finally a decent draw.
Game of the quarterfinals.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
In my
Interesting.
opinion.
Okay, no,
Yeah.
that makes sense. I can see why. Do you want to go in first? You started, so go ahead.
Man City, what a team. Let me tell you something. So unlucky losing the Champions League final against Chelsea. I think it goes down to here mentality. That's something that Man City didn't have over the last few years in the Champions League. But I feel like with Liverpool out, I'm not really biased. I don't really care. But Man City are such a good team and they deserve to win the Champions League. And that's what I predicted from the first. So that's why I want to go for a 3-1 Man City win against Bayern Munich in first leg.
Interesting. Okay, so that's an interesting prediction. Personally, I feel like City are a very good team, and I have no doubts about them. This season, they are different. I won't say worse, like with Haaland, but they are definitely a different team, and they're a bit, in my opinion, slightly more predictable in the way they play. And no doubt, Haaland's a dangerous person. Guy, you saw his last performance against Leipzig. You know what I mean? 5 goals. Like if your earlier prediction was for this one, it would have been a bit better. But like, because you said 5 for the first one. Yeah,
I'm glad you mentioned that.
Yeah. So yeah, Haaland is just a machine. If they can find a way to nullify him, they're quite decent. And Bayern Munich, one thing people don't look at is their depth. Guys, I remember the last Bayern Munich game against PSG. These guys brought on Sané. And then Mane was still on the bench. I said, what? These guys haven't even started these players and they're still like giving PSG such a hard time.
Underestimate Bayern Munich, but
you know what I mean? So it's like they also have depth, especially in attack. And like, cool, they lost Lewandowski and they have a bit of a different thing going on, but they're still so convincing. The Champions League, they still haven't lost. They have not lost a single game in the Champions League. They've won all their games. They haven't drawn. These guys are just impeccable and they look so bad. Like the teams I wanted to avoid in the Champions League was Bayern Munich and Real Madrid. Unfortunately, we got Madrid because they just, Champions League kings. But everyone else, I was relatively okay with facing. Like, especially Premier League teams. Premier League teams, it gets very emotional and they get in their heads about it. You know what I mean? Like Manchester derbies, on paper, City wins all the time. But what happens? Emotions get into it. It's a derby. Cool. Now it becomes a tight match for no reason. So yeah, in my opinion, Bayern Munich are just too crucial. They're too clean in every department. City have weaknesses here and there. Their attack is just not the same as it was. They're not as unpredictable as they used to be. It always 90% of the time goes to Haaland. KDB's not on 100% good form this time around. Granted, their Champions League form's a bit different from Premier League, but still, Bayern Munich are just too good. 2-1 to Bayern Munich.
2-1 Bayern Munich.
Yeah.
All right. Back to my question. Do you think Man City will wanna rather concentrate on the Premier League this season? I mean, the Champions League, that's the one thing that they want, but
100%.
The Champions League is something that they've never won, and I'm thinking now Arsenal are giving them no rest.
Yeah, they're making it very hard for them.
Yes, I still stick to my prediction, but I might be wrong also. It's controversial. So I want to leave that thought to you guys in the comments. Do you think Man City rather focus on the Premier League, or do they want to go all out on the Champions League? So yeah, that's up to you. Remember to comment. Let's interact.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
Let's do that. Okay, cool. Yeah, I feel, in my opinion, right, I think it's a very tough question because, like you said, Arsenal are pushing these guys every week. They're just coming at them with results and they make it really hard. And City always want to win the Premier League. They want to prove they're the best team domestically. And for the past couple of seasons, that has kind of been the case. The Champions League, I think it's going to be split focus. I think it depends. Sometimes you just never know what Pep is thinking. Next thing he's going to field a certain type of team against Bayern. People are going to be like, why is Ake starting at left back? Why is people are going to be like, what's going on? But I think the players, I think it's going to be slightly divided. I think Haaland he's just hungry for anything, but definitely the Champions League. He's seen his performances. He has Champions League records as well to break for himself personally. So I think some of the players themselves, even KDB, Kevin De Bruyne is so much better in the Champions League this season than he has been in the Premier League. If you actually think about it, his Champions League form is way better. So maybe his focus is slightly split. You know what I mean? So it might be certain players in the team that feel Champions League, other players Premier League, other players somewhat in between want to do both. So it's a very interesting question, and I think it's going to be interesting to see how it pans out. But against Bayern Munich, you don't play you don't play your B team, you don't play your C team, you play your A team, and then like pray everyone's available for the game and not injured. So that's all I have to say. Anything else?
No, you said it all.
Lovely having you on as usual.
Enjoyed it.
Yes, sir. Blue Bells Football, like, comment, subscribe. Also look to his channel as usual in the description box, guys. Peace.